Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Lamplight City. We are in what is some sort of like polling station or something, I guess, and we're going to be voting for the new Prime Minister. I'm not really sure what this has got to do with anything, but
yeah, at least you're already registered to vote. Having to go through that bureaucratic nightmare tonight would have just added insult to injury. I thought they were trying to encourage people to vote. With all these rules, it's a wonder anyone bothers. A list of fools who think their opinion will actually make a difference.
Well, that's a very... So, Atwood pamphlets. Re-elect Herbert Atwood. Citizens of New Britannia know a vote for Atwood is a vote for progress. The truth of the matter is that steam technology is a necessity in our modern lives. Prime Minister Atwood vows to fund etheric research and build a better, prosperous future for Vespuccia and its people. Don't be fooled by the lies and confusion of the ignorant masses. Bring Vespuccia into the future. Okay. Citizens of New Britannia, do you want to be replaced by a machine? Have you or someone you love been injured or killed by steam tech? Is it hard to understand how anyone could fall for the ethericity lie? Then vote Hart Leroy, the man of the people. Politicians and con artists are trying to play for you for a fool. The true future of Vespuccia lies in the sweat of its workers. Don't fall for the lies and flights of fancy steam tech is not the solution. So this guy is... So Leroy is against steam tech and progress, and Atwood is for steam tech and progress technologically. Okay. Can we speak to this guy?
Excuse me.
Yes, how may I help you?
Atwood certainly seems to be fond of steam tech.
Atwood seems quite fond of advancing steam tech, doesn't he?
That he does. He's promised to fund research of ethericity, as well as introduce more automated technology to increase production and boost Vespuccia's economy. If social progress and futurism are important to you, you'd be wise to vote for him.
Is that your official endorsement?
No, sir. Merely stating the facts.
Okay, Leroy seems quite concerned about the good of the people.
Leroy is really pushing this whole man of the people angle, isn't he?
Indeed. He wants to minimize the use of steam tech and ensure that people all have jobs. Leroy doesn't believe that ethericity exists, and instead wants to look into more practical energy sources. He also wants to prioritize the building of the bridge between Gascon and the Chum. I recommend taking those facts into consideration when making your choice in the booth.
Oh, so we actually have to decide, do we? I wonder if this is a big choice.
Where is everybody?
I'm not sure. I was told to expect large crowds. But so far, we haven't had more than about 50 people in here.
Oh, weird.
The polls have only been open for a couple of hours, though. I imagine things will pick up around 8 o'clock.
Or it could just be that everyone has come to their senses and isn't wasting their time.
Come on.
I'll just go cast my ballot then.
Very good, Mr. Fordham.
So who do we vote for? Or do we not get a choice? Maybe we don't get a choice and Miles will just vote for whoever. Oh, we do get a choice. So Atwood or Leroy. See, Leroy's about sort of more equal opportunities, like bridging the gap between the rich and the poor, whereas Atwood's more about sort of advancing technology and things like that. But Leroy also strikes me as like one of those, I can't remember what they're called in this game, the ones who are very anti-technology and think that it's like all, you know, the guys who are protesting outside the factory. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't have any thoughts either way. I'm trying to think what Miles would do if we're like RPing as Miles. And I get the feeling that Miles would probably be quite open to steam tech. He would probably fall somewhere in the middle of these two, I would imagine. But he's openly said about liking steam tech, hasn't he, in the past? So I guess for that reason, let's go for Atwood.
Well, that's taken care of. Thankfully, the Angel isn't a polling place, so we can still have a nice quiet evening.
Hopefully that choice isn't huge in terms of, you know, what happens in the game. Was it Redites? Were they the ones? I get the feeling that Leroy might have been a Redite, and those guys, I don't know. It seems to be like conspiracy theorists.
My head is pounding. Damn withdrawal.
Actually, I think someone's knocking at the door.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
As I choke on my glass of water there. Sorry, guys. Alright, well, let's have a look around.
Not a very inspiring piece. Hell, I could probably paint it better.
So we are still at Upton's apartment then.
Mostly cookbooks. Yeah, at least you won't have to worry about starving while you're staying here.
True.
Should have listened to your mother. You should have practiced.
Okay, so there's a door.
Therein lies Upton's boudoir. As a matter of respect, the less said the better, I think.
Yeah, you probably don't want to go nosing
Looks
through
like
there.
that umbrella's gotten some good use. It was quite the rainstorm we had yesterday.
Alright, there's a newspaper here. Let's have a look at that. The New Britannia Gazette. Hart Leroy continues election celebration. Oh, Leroy actually won. Interesting. Fair enough. Wow, over 73% of the vote. That's huge. The Justice Killer strikes again. Chumley. Cause was discovered. The Justice Killer. The word justice written on blood on the wall. Okay. That's interesting. Class action suit filed against Royal Maverick. The law firm of Usher and Price announces that a class action lawsuit has been filed against Royal Maverick on behalf of those killed in Foster Park during the Ligeia disaster in June. That was the thing where the ship crashed, right? Grand Dame's bizarre death ruled a murder. After a full investigation by the New Britannia Police, the death of Gascoigne and Grand Dame, Desiree Lathan, has been ruled a murder. Chief of Police Snelling issued the following statement. Suspect in question is Roger DeVay. DeVay was recently named as Miss Lathan's beneficiary. Okay, there we go. So everything that we said they took into account indirectly. So, pretty cool. Let's see who's at the door.
Good afternoon, miss. If you're looking for Miss Upton, I'm afraid she's not in right now.
No, I've already spoken with Miss Upton. I'm looking for Mr. Miles Fordham.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm Miles Fordham.
Oh.
What can I do for you, Miss...
Mrs. Emily Morgan. I have a problem, you see. Miss Upton said you'd be able to help.
I suppose you'd better come in.
Yeah. So I wonder what this is about.
What seems to be the trouble?
It's my brother, Ronan Lespay. He was murdered 4 nights ago outside a tavern in the Chum.
Oh. How unfortunate. Please go on. 4 nights ago on election night? I suppose he was spared having to see the outcome of the election, really. Okay, how unfortunate.
How unfortunate. Please, go on.
The police took his body to the mortuary and investigated the crime scene, but they're out of ideas. I've been down there at the station every day, but they don't seem to care enough to look into it any further. All they've been able to determine was that it wasn't a robbery, and that the clothes he was wearing weren't his.
That's weird.
My brother was a good man, Mr. Fordham. He would never have willingly gone to that part of town. I need to know why he was murdered, and I want whoever did it to pay for it.
Very well, Mrs. Morgan. I'll take your case.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fordham.
I just need to know where your brother was killed, and where I might be able to contact you.
He was found outside the Silent Raven. It's on Alewife Avenue, on the west side of the Chum.
Okay.
Here, take this. It's a photo of Ronan. It might help your investigation.
Cool. So this is a new case then. I don't know how many cases there are in the game.
And if you need to speak with me, you can come to my husband's bakery. It's here in Worcester, at 15 Drummond Street.
Very good. I'll begin my investigation right away.
Thank you again, Mr. Fordham. You have no idea how much this means to me.
Yeah, I was speaking to Michael on the podcast, and I'm sure he said 5 cases, but I don't know. So this is case 4.
This case
so
has our names written all over it. Maybe it'll be good practice for finding the man who caused my death, eh?
maybe. Right, let's have a look at our casebook then. So, investigate Ronan Lespay's murder site. He's found murdered in part of town he never went to in clothes that weren't his. Was he leading a double life? Maybe. Photo of Ronan. The photograph is of a young, unremarkable looking man. Oh, we can't see it. That's a shame. That's literally all we've got so far. So, should we head out? Let's head out. Okay, so we have got Upton's apartment. We can't go back to our house. Morgan Bakery and the Silent Raven, which is obviously the crime scene. Should we just go in order across? Starting with the Morgan Bakery? Oh, this is where she
Mr.
works.
Chavez. The cake and muffins come to a total of 3 shillings, 10 coppers.
There you are, Mrs. Morgan. And thank you again. Barbara is going to love this.
My pleasure. Enjoy.
Pardon me, sir.
I wonder if this guy's relevant.
I'm sure Barbara will enjoy them. The cow. Oh, Mr. Fordham. Welcome.
Guess she
Thank
doesn't
you,
like
Mrs.
Barbara.
Morgan.
All right, let's have a look around, shall we? A day-old box. Cakes.
Those look nice, but given the choice, I'll always side with pie over cake.
Oh, I don't know about that, Bill. Not sure about that.
A bunch of assorted baking products. Don't waste your time with those, Miles. We've got a murder to solve.
There's always time for something to eat, all right?
The stuff in that day-old box doesn't look half bad. More like 3/4 bad. I never had much of a sweet tooth, but even I'd consider buying some of this stuff. You know, if I was still alive.
Yeah.
Minor detail, I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a minor detail, yeah, sure.
A very wise man once told me, never go poking around the back rooms of bakeries. I think you'd do well to heed that advice.
Yeah, probably true. You don't want to see what goes on back there. Or you might never eat things ever again.
Have you got time for a few more questions, Mrs. Morgan?
Yes, of course.
Oh, cool. So we can ask her a bit more, can we? All right, cool. Ronan Lespay.
What can you tell me
Cool
about
hat.
your brother?
Ronan was the best brother anyone could have asked for. He took care of me after our parents died. Carriage accident. I was only 9 and he was 13. Ronan went out and found work and managed to support the both of us. He was just a child himself, but he kept us out of the gutter. Or worse, the workhouse.
How did you hear of his death?
Ronan comes by to visit me every day after he finishes work. When he didn't come for 2 days in a row, I got worried. I went to his apartment, but he wasn't there. So I made a report to the police. Yesterday, they contacted me and asked me to come to the mortuary.
I'm terribly sorry for your loss, Mrs. Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham. Please, find whoever did this to him. Ronan deserved so much better.
All right, well, let's ask about the murder.
What do you know about your brother's murder?
Only what the police told me. He was shot at close range outside that pub in the Chum. Nothing was missing, and his wallet had money in it, so they said it wasn't a robbery. I didn't recognize the clothes he was wearing. I had never seen them before, and they were far too big for him. I still can't believe he's gone. He was the only family I had left.
Dr. Edwards at the mortuary might be able to give us some more detailed information. The only thing we'll get out of this one is more tears.
All right, objective added. Let's ask about his life.
What sort of life did Ronan lead?
You know, just normal. He'd go to work, come visit me afterwards, and go home. He didn't have much of a social life. At least he never mentioned any friends to me. I always hoped Ronan would meet a nice girl to settle down with, but he was so shy, you know.
Where did Ronan work?
At the Grips Home Taxidermy Shop in Gascon. I always thought it was rather macabre work, but he enjoyed it.
Good for him.
Lonely, though.
Okay, another objective added. Ronan's apartment.
Can you give me the address of Ronan's apartment?
It's at 1172 Bushmill Street. I have a spare key.
That would be most helpful. Thank you.
Another objective added. Wow, they're coming thick and fast. Herself.
So, this is your bakery.
My husband Gerald and I have had it for almost 10 years.
Is it just the two of you? Do you have any children?
Alas, no. Some extra hands would be most welcome in the kitchen, but we haven't yet been blessed. It's such a shame that Ronan never got to be an uncle.
The election?
What are your thoughts on the outcome of the election?
Oh, I haven't given it much thought, to be honest. It hardly seems to matter now.
Yeah, I don't...
Yes, of course. My apologies for bringing it
I'm
up.
not really sure why that's...
Those are all the questions I have for now.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
Is Miles just going to ask everyone about the election now? So let's have a look at our casebook anyway. Investigate Ronan Lespay's murder. Speak to Dr. Edwards about the murder. Investigate the Gripsham taxidermy shop. Search Ronan's apartment for clues. And we haven't got any suspects or documents yet. Alright, well. Let's see. Oh god, we've got a lot of new places. Ronan's apartment, police station, taxidermy shop. Should we go to the Silent Raven first? Because that was where we were going to go next, wasn't it? Well, fast moving. Advertisements.
These advertisements are all at least 10 years out of date.
Oh, is this where he was found?
To think, in an instant, a man's life can be reduced to some scribbles on the filthy pavement.
Yeah.
Now's not the time to get poetic, Bill.
Never know when it's your turn. When your time's up.
What a mess.
Okay.
An ad for whiskey. Or perhaps paint thinner. Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, if it's really strong, I suppose.
I suppose you could do worse, as far as bar names go.
The Silent Raven is pretty
Mascot
cool.
seems to be a raven with a glowing red eye. Is that meant to attract customers or to scare them off?
Does seem a bit scary, doesn't it? There's a drain there. Okay, just trying to see if there's anything else around where the body was found. It's not looking like it, is it? Ooh, okay.
Securely fastened, unfortunately for you. If only there was some way to undo these bolts and remove the drain cover. Securely...
Okay, are any of them loose?
Securely
No.
Securely fed?
No.
Yesterday's rain has made the water level rise significantly. Is it just me? Or does it look like there's something resting at the bottom of the drain?
Oh!
If there is, I have no way of getting to it through the drain cover.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that's water. That's really cool. It's like actually really reflective. That's really impressive. Anything... What was that? No, it's just the bolt. Okay. Alright, well, should we head in? Let's head in. Let's see what this place is like, shall we?
My, this grog shop looks pretty rough. Even by chum standards. Let's keep a low profile while you're in here, Miles.
Yeah, God, there's a knife here. There's broken glasses. It's definitely looking a bit rough, isn't it? Corner... Okay, well, I'll tell you what, guys, we're actually out of time anyway, so in the next one, we'll explore this place, and it looks like we can maybe talk to the barmaid. This guy, apparently not. Maybe there's a bit more round to the left as well, I don't know. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, and Barry Aldridge for all the support on the channel. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.